we just always give up? Why do we just try to find the easy way out of things? Don't get me wrong, yeah, it is easy to give up, and less stress, less worry, just go on with your life and don't look back at it. But what if you had to face it? And what would happen to you emotionally and physically if you did not give up? And those things are what I challenge with every day. And I don't know if anybody else out there deals with that as well. I am the worst person for this. I give up. Mostly it could be on a daily basis. Yes, I'm getting better. But it could be for the littlest things. And I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm definitely saying how it's the wrong thing to do and we should not do that. But sometimes it just seems like it's the easy way out, and it just feels so right because you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to stress, you don't have to make yourself sick about thinking about it. But it's wrong and bad at the same time. As for me, for example, when I was going to school, I just had so much stuff going on in my life and in my head, most importantly, that for me the easiest thing to do was just give up, drop it, don't worry about it, move on with life. And I did that. And yes, I'm happier that I did that, but now, although I'm happy, I regret so much. And yes, I can go back in time, but not go back in time, but I can go back to school and stuff. But what if you give up on something that is a one-time opportunity? And at that moment, giving up might be the best feeling ever, and you might for a few days be like, yes, I did the right thing, just forget about it. But in the future, you may regret that. And to be honest, yes, there's pros and cons of giving up. Like, pros is the feeling of relief. Cons is that you're gonna regret it. But realistically, there is no actual pro, because you're always somehow gonna regret it. Or if you don't regret it, you somehow are gonna think about it in the future. And when you think about it, it's not going to be the best thought of, I gave up. I am so weak at the idea of giving up. I just, at the littlest things, like I've said before, it feels so good to give up. And I feel like nowadays a lot of people have fallen will to that, because we have given ourselves the will to just give up. But who are we going to be if we keep giving up? What is this world going to look like if we gave up? Like, if Martin Luther King gave up, would we ever have what is the word? Okay, if Martin Luther King ever gave up, would we be where we are now? Would I be where I am now? Would my family be where we are now? Right? If, I don't even know who. Oh my god. Marx gave up, would I be like where I be sitting where I am on the bus? It's not even like where I'm sitting, but would we have different views if we gave up? Would things be so different? Like, just anything. If anybody, like, so important gave up, would we be standing where we are now? And it's like, no, they went through those challenges and those hardships and went through it and not even forced themselves, but they saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And even though it was like hell getting there, they're like, I can't give up, because what is this going to do for me? What is this going to do for other people and my family? And like, what is that going to happen? And to me, that makes me think of things that I have given up for, and what I have given up, not for, but what I have given up, and what I've just said, it's fine, whatever, I don't care. How could that have changed my life where I am now? Would I still be in my situation? Or would my situation have been better? Or would my future have looked so much brighter than sometimes I think it does? Sometimes I think it is not looking as bright as it is. But if I didn't give up, would I be standing where I am now? Would I have still been in school? Would I have still saw a different future for myself? And would I be who I am now? I feel like the first few times you give up, it becomes a routine. It's the easiest thing for you to do. And it's the littlest things. Now, like, the first few times I gave up, it was like, I'm okay. I thought, you know what, next time I'll do it, next time I do it. But every single thing that came and every single thing I couldn't handle, it would just be like, I'd break down and be like, I give up. I don't care. And people are like, why do you always give up? I would deny. I've said I would not give up. I tried my best. But did you really try your best, Alex? Did you out there really try your best? No, you probably did not. You probably saw that there was no way out and that this was going to be the biggest challenge of your life. And you just gave up. And I just don't know how much to say it and how much to preach it. But if you come across a challenge in your life and all you can see is the easy way out is just to give up and walk away, really step back and think to yourself, what would happen to me in the future? And will this affect anybody around me in the future? And if it's yes, then you really need to say to yourself, I need to do it for those people. I need to do it for myself. But if you are too weak and you're like, no, this won't, then I hope to God that you somehow have a realization that it will. Because you giving up always has an effect. It's a cause and effect. It will always have an effect in the future. It might not be at that moment, but down the line, you might look to yourself and be like, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have not given up on that. Maybe I should have done that and see where it would have taken me. And that's it's the littlest things. Yeah, some things I see why people give up for. But really, can you just pull through it? And yes, I'm preaching it, and I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly do it to myself right now. Like, I don't stick by my words all the time. But it's the fact that I'm trying. And if you're trying, that's all that matters. I rather try than not do, if that makes sense. Trying means more than just stopping it. Even if you try and it doesn't work out and you gave it your best, at least you could say to yourself and people around you, I didn't give up. I tried my best. I did everything I could do, and maybe it just did not work out for me. But I'd rather be done that than be known as somebody who's the easiest person to give up on things. Like, it just, for me, it's very close to my heart because I'm one of those people who sometimes is, that's my phone. I'm one of those people who sometimes is so blindsided by my own emotions and my own feelings at that moment that I don't realize what it's actually doing to me in the future. And maybe this is not only about giving up. Maybe this is about other things that can lead into something else. I don't really know the word exactly at this moment, but right now I feel like giving up is something that, especially, I feel like the younger generation, I don't want to say yes it is, because everybody's different, but I feel like the younger generation has gotten into that habit, and I feel like my generation sometimes has gotten into that habit, because sometimes I feel like we have gotten things handed to us so much that if we don't like something or something doesn't work for us, we just give up because we assume that someone else is going to pick up the pieces or someone else is going to help us with those pieces. And realistically, those people are not always going to be there, and you need to learn how to be independent and take care of things yourself. And giving up proves to me, or proves to many people, that you're not able to handle what's going to come to you, and that you need someone to hold your hand the rest of the way. And if that is the case, then I don't know how those people are going to survive in the future. Giving up is not always the answer to things. Yes, it may be at that moment, but realistically in the future, it might be your biggest regret. And I hate that nowadays I even look back and I'm still young and I'm like, I regret those times because I didn't really use 100%. I didn't really go head first into that situation. I just gave up and walked away and act like that didn't happen. And now I regret it because maybe I don't have those friends, or maybe maybe I don't have those friends. Because maybe I don't have those friends, and maybe I'm not where I thought I would be at my age, and maybe I'm just lost in this world because all I did was give up, and now I've gotten to a point that I gave up on everything and everything that was thrown at me or anybody, that I'm stuck and I'm alone. And yes, people are like, you're not alone, you're not alone. But in my mind, physically, in my body, in my heart and my soul, I am alone because I have given up on everything and anybody. That realistically, deep down, I am alone because I don't know how to accept, I don't know how to go with it, because all I do right away is give up. It has become like this addiction. And I hope that people out there realize that giving up can be an addiction. And you're probably like, that doesn't make any sense. But the more you do it, the more easy you find things will be at that moment. And the easiest thing is to say those 3 words. I have to count it, I give up, man. But it's the easiest thing. It is an addiction, and it's a very hard cycle to break. And me even trying to break it now is so hard. Sometimes I do things at work and I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't. And I go into this emotional, like, thing that I'm like, I just give up. I don't want to do it. And it's like, I feel good in that second. But then I'm like, but look where I am now. I have nothing. And I'm not saying you need material or anything to make you feel like you have something. It's the idea of what you feel inside. I want to know to myself, to prove to myself that I am not one to give up. I am one to strive for what I want and go through those challenges because I know how strong I am. Giving up proves to yourself that you're not a strong person, but not giving up proves to yourself that you are a strong person and that you are a hard-willed person and you are hard to break. And I feel like everybody in the world should realize that and really feel that. If you can't feel that, then it's maybe a wake-up call for you. But I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, I can't like drill it into your head. It's something that you need to realize. And maybe if you keep giving up, then maybe one day you'll realize that, but I don't want you to do that. The whole point is to change. But sometimes it's more of a light bulb situation. And that's what happened to me. And everybody's light bulb will go on at different times and at different rates. And hopefully your rate will be soon. But for now, I will leave you with that crazy rant and that in-depth rant, and I hope that you, as individuals, as society, as whoever watches these videos, will just look at something that challenges them and will not give up, and will see that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, even if that tunnel goes on forever and ever and ever, and if you hit rock bottom. But there's always some little light at the end of the tunnel. And just to tell yourself that you can do it and giving up is not the answer, and how your future will be impacted is the best thing you can do. So for everybody who's watching this, have a great day, have a great night, have a great week. I love you guys very much. Hope to see you soon.